homeowners, renters, and landlords who are in trouble because of COVID-19. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman breaks it down for us.
Well, right now, local and state lawmakers are revamping their efforts to not only help renters and homeowners, but also landlords during this pandemic.
1 in 5 renters and 1 in 10 homeowners with a mortgage are behind on payments. Most of those struggling are renters of color and families with children.
Local Representative Sarah Innamorato says this impacts nearly 500,000 households in Pennsylvania. So today, the Democratic Housing Working Group reintroduced the Safe at Home package. Several bills ensuring people can stay in their homes and their records aren't tarnished. It also protects and supports struggling landlords.
We need to make sure that small mom and pop landlords in our community are able to keep their properties, able to be good landlords and stewards in our neighborhood of our housing, because if we don't keep that from happening, in addition to serious financial trouble for these landlords, we're also opening the door to huge out-of-state corporations.
The package was first introduced in August, but it wasn't considered in the House. So now they've added on new bills, including the Homeless Veterans Act.
It is an act to help support those who bravely served our country, and now, again, through no fault of their own, they find themselves struggling financially.
Leaders are also pushing to extend a state eviction and foreclosure moratorium bill for 60 days after Governor Wolf ends his disaster declaration. The only one that exists right now is issued by the CDC.
Despite these protections, we know, according to research done through the eviction lab at Princeton University, that hundreds of evictions are still being filed across the Commonwealth every single day.
Late last month, Congress passed a federal package, which $852 million of that will be dedicated to Pennsylvanians for rental support.
Right now, everyone is waiting for the guidance to come from the federal government on how to administer those funds.
The new Biden administration announced yesterday to extend the CDC eviction moratorium until the end of March and calling on Congress to pass eviction foreclosure protections. I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11.